Kapow and welcome to the Tech Bar. Today we have something a little bit different. I'm joined with Mikey, my son, sneaky snaky boy. Check him out on YouTube, link down below. And today we're going to be building him a gaming PC. So he's brought in his gaming PC at the moment. It needs a bit of an upgrade. So he's using some birthday money and some wages, and we're going to do a new build for him. So let's start with the motherboard. So we'll get it on the bench.
Yeah.
So it's an A320M, nothing too special, but great value for money. We're just going to put the back plate underneath, how it would normally be. What we're going to do is just going to bench build it first. So let's get your RAM. Let's get your RAM in place. While you're opening your RAM, I'll grab the processor. Cool. So we have a Ryzen 5 1600X. So that'll be a 6-core, 12-thread processor. So we're just going to open up the slot. Look for where the little triangle is. Which some boards are obvious, some aren't obvious. This one's a little bit well hidden. So we're just gonna slot that in there like so and lock her down. I have the RAM.
Ooh, nice.
So XPG Spectrix. So that's 3200. We've got 16 gig of RAM. So that's it, and then push one on each arm and then click together. Perfect. Hell yeah. No, I think you're fine. These ones are, this board only has like one side, which kind of is a pet hate of mine. Let's spin that board around so you can see the slot properly.
Just put that in like...
Firm push down. Beautiful, beautiful. Cool. Okay. So let's get a little bit of CPU paste. Now, for some reason, a couple of things is quite weird today. So we've lost our KVM switch. It's decided that it's not going to work today. And someone has walked off with our CPU paste. So we've got some MX4 here, so this will do the trick nicely. Now I am a pea-sized kind of guy. Let's get your cooler. We just put our back plate on. Now if you sort of take note of where the fan is, and then just make sure it's like a nice easy way to it. So I would probably go, this particular one, I'd probably go that way around.
Yeah, that looks alright.
So if you want to tighten this one up, so you do sort of like opposite corners really. So do a bit on number 1, then come down to number 4. Some on this one, and then some on that one. And let's just make sure the pressure's nice and even on all sides then. So then you can go back to your first one again and tighten it up just until it feels like it's perfect. And then you can push down the opposite one again. That feels about right. Opposite corner again. Yeah, just make sure the pressure's nice and spread out and you're not having to put too much force on one edge of the processor and crack the head or anything like that. Back to our first one, and again, we're not tightening it as such, we're just sort of going until it stops. Some coolers you actually get like a little torque wrench and you can like go until it clicks, but that's the super high-end stuff. This we may as well plug in. Okay, and then we'll come back to that one in a minute. So if you get your power supply,
which is this wire right here.
Just get you a knife.
You trusting me with this knife?
Yeah.
That's what I have in the car.
So for the case, we have one of these CIT 7 cases. This is our most popular case. It's actually our cheapest case, but it's very popular because the RGB is like over the top. It's bling. So while Mikey's doing that, I'm just going to whiz the side panel off the case. We'll get rid of that.
You mean trying to get it open?
Exactly.
Because, yeah, it can't get open.
So our lovely screen recording system is not going to work today because we lost our KVM. So we'll just sort of set up here, we'll just do a quick bench test and then we'll put it in the case.
How'd you open it? Oh, wow.
So we're using the Corsair CV450 for this one. Again, fairly entry level, but it will be enough for the job in hand, and definitely an upgrade on the current Dell. It's a non-modular, fully wired power supply, so it's not going to be the tidiest build inside, but this case is not the tidiest anyway, so it'll be okay. Fun!
That's a lot of cables.
It is. Let's go straight for it. Okay. I'm not too familiar with this case, but all I know is that the cable management out of the box is terrible. So we'll address that when we come to it. For now, let's just put our board in. There are lots of cable management holes, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's get our I/O shield in first, our board.
Okay.
You should sort of feel the click kind of up a little bit, that's it. Beautiful, and then just push around the edge. And then just maybe this top corner should have a little click. Awesome, there you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So if you get your board and sort of push and slot it in.
just.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not right.
No, you're close. No, turn it around, see your I/O around the front.
Oh yeah, that way.
There you go. And then up that way a little bit. And just look for your I/O first, line that up. Beautiful.
There you go. And that lines up with the holes. I think this one doesn't have a hole.
Cool, so there's your motherboard screws. Just make sure we're okay standoff wise. And that way around. I might just take that standoff out. So these two have to sort of split up. Which is normally easy, but this one just didn't want to come off. Cool.
There you go. Right.
So this one, because we've actually got a bunker, we're going to have to whiz the back panel off, and then we'll come in from the other side.
Got you.
So if you sort of, that's it, stand it up. With these two off here.
You are weak.
You are weak.
But I am strong.
You're strong, but I'm stronger.
Because I have screwdriver.
Yeah, you got it. You can put that under there if you want. Out of the way. Cool. So we've got a few bits to do in here anyway. We're going to do something with this cable management in a minute, but we'll sort of tuck it out of the way just for now. Let's get our power supply in. Let's work out where we want to run these cables. I'm guessing we're going to go up through here.
How are you going to get these through there?
Easy enough. So you've got two options to fan down or fan up. Your particular one, it's raised off the floor and you've got a little dust vent there, so we're going to go fan down. Yeah. So it's going to take, it's going to take the air in and it'll blow the hot air back out the back. Ah. That's the idea anyway. Cool. So these will be your power supply screws. Your screws. I'll hold it up for you. Sometimes they can be a bit of a pain on these cheaper cases. There's one there. It's one of those things that cheap cases get wrong, is the power supply holes. Cool.
And then
Up because that's just what I'm used to more than anything. And now's the point where we have to decide where to put our wires. We have to decide where we want to run these. So let's start. Normally I start with the front pins just because it gets a bit messy otherwise. So let's do exactly that. We are going to run through. So our pin head is all the way down at the bottom here, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. So we will run this messy cable. So what is meant to be the reset switch, they've rewired to be a lighting controller.
alright.
So let's not use that. And for this one, we're going to go through that hole instead. So it's the hole just a bit further up. And then we'll come out through the hole that's right by the pin headers. Right. Beautiful. So we'll do that one. Then we've got here, we've got USB. So let's look where the nearest USB one is. Let's use that one on the front. So that can actually go through the same hole as we've just used. So we go through that one at the top. And let's come out through that same hole down the bottom. So if we just lie this down just so we can show the folks at home. So that just clears a little bit of space and then we can get these pin headers in. So USB is a nice easy one. You just look for which one's got the blank.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's what he said. Weird looking at a weird angle, you know. I've normally got a light above me as well. Now this one's actually going to be a real pain. People at home may even be able to see better than us. But down here you'll have the the worst labels ever. And so you have to work out what's what. So we've got power LED will be this top one and the positive is going to be on the left.
Alright then.
So we're going to do the ladder one. So let's tip it back up, and this time to the camera just because it's a bit nicer. Let's sort out this garbled octopus of power supply cables. So you've got 2 graphics supply cables, so we'll worry about these in just a moment. But we will probably come through this slot here. Like so. Got our main hefty board connector, which is right at the top. So let's go through probably the top slot. Just not tie that up though.
Yeah.
And just because I'm here, I'll just plug it in. I won't, just do it for the camera. And then finally we've got our 4-pin, which is going to be up here somewhere. It's just there. So we're going to go through that top slot. Now annoyingly we don't need both of those.
Well, we're going
to have to have them. Cool, now fortunately everything else we need power for will be down in the basement, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So let's flip it on its side again. So those of you at home, this bit's going to be fairly obvious. There's only really one way you can do it. Line her up, push her in firmly. These will be for our graphics card in just a moment. And then the only thing I'd point out is these 4 pins. They look the same to a lot of people, but they are slightly different. So you have like a little square on some of them. So when you look at your socket, you see like the D's are facing downwards. So if you imagine them D facing downwards, and then the square is in the top left on the one that we want. So that one is the one we want. So D facing downwards. But it's quite often like one of those things that people get wrong and try and wedge the wrong one in.
And then break it.
And then, yeah, break it. Okay, so annoyingly we're going to have an extra plug, which is bad. So I'm going to tip it up again, and this time we're just going to pull our wires back through just gently, taking off any slack. Okay, that looks a lot better now.
Yeah, it does.
Right, we have a graphics card to fit. So it's getting old now. It's a 680, so it's a GTX 680 Twin Frost. It is an overclocked card, so it'll perform quite well. Definitely an upgrade, but at some point we'll get a newer one in there as well. So let's just take the back plate off.
Just line it up.
That's it. It should sort of like line up the side. It should be down a little bit. There you go, like that. And then just see down there, and then we can just like a RAM slot, we just push it in.
Okay. Oh, that was easy.
Yeah. So let's get at least a screw to hold her in. So while you're doing that, I'm going to give it a bit of power. So there's 2 PCIe cables, both 6 pins. So again, this is going to look a little bit messy, but unfortunately that's all you can do with this power supply.
Okay.
Man, am I looking the wrong way? I'm looking the wrong way. So this case is designed to have your hard drives in the basement, which is okay. That way.
I need that.
And about there-ish. Big push down and a slot.
Screw this bad boy in.
So let's whiz the panel on.
Let's just get these screws.
Yeah. So being quite a cheap case, this case doesn't have the tempered glass panel. It has a Perspex one, but I mean for the money, it's kind of insanely good value as it is.
Still see through. That looked like fun. That's my best.
Do it! Do it!
I ripped it.
Oh, satisfying. Love it.
That was not noisy at all.
Cool, you want to screw those in?
I would love to screw them in.
Cool, so the case has got decent I/O, we've got USBs on the top, and you've got lighting controller. Has this one got a card slot? No.
It's an SD.
I think it's a fake SD card slot. I think they do a version that actually has one. We didn't plug in a port for the SD, which kind of sucks. Again, it's like a blank and play. I think at some point maybe they did a case that was a little bit more premium. So let's plug her in. You got the USB over there for
one of these USBs.
yeah, keyboard and mouse. There's the keyboard.
I've already got the mouse in.
No, I got nothing.
Oh, the dongle.
The dongle. I got no dongle.
Dongle.
I got the dongle.
It's got the dongle. Dongle.
Okay, and then you get to see the real attraction of the 7 case and why people love it so much for the money. Is because it's pretty.
Pretty.
So let's wait for the RAM to, and just wait for the post.
HDMI 1, it's posted.
So you got a little lighting controller, so you can have rainbow mode, which is kind of epic.
Rainbow.
And then you can go through each color individually. The RAM is obviously controlled as well, so you can have your RAM pimped up. Right, that's just going to take a little while. While it's doing that, I think we just we'll do some B-roll, and then we'll see what performance we get out of it. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. Shout out to Mikey, so check out Sneaky Snaky Boy, link down below, and we'll see you again soon for another build.
Right, Scott, if my time calculations are correct, then you are just about to subscribe to our channel.